Yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay. Good morning to my fans. And welcome to my morning show. We are back again today for another update of what happened yesterday in England and in Spain as well as in France. And then we'll also talk about today's game that will be played. We have 3 games in England today, and also in Spain we have also 3 games. Then in France we have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games that will be played today. Yeah, but let's quickly run through what happened in yesterday's game. Let's quickly run through in what happened in yesterday's game. When you take a look at England, in England yesterday, the first game was between Aston Villa and Newcastle. Aston Villa played at home at Villa Park, hosting Newcastle. By the end of the 90 minutes, the game ended 1-1, but Aston Villa played 10 against 11 from the 66th minute. Then the next game were played simultaneously between Brighton and Fulham, Sunderland and West Ham, Tottenham Hotspur, and then Burnley. They all played at 2 o'clock. So in that game between Brighton and Fulham, the game ended 1-1. The game ended 1-1. Also Sunderland and West Ham, 3-0 in favor of Sunderland. 3-0 in favor of Sunderland. Tottenham Hotspur, yes, they did well by winning 3-0. And in fact, there was a wonderful cross from Mohamed Kudus, and the goal scored by Richarlison was also an astonishing goal. It was really a screamer. Yeah, it was a bicycle kick. It was something that was unexpected. And the game between Man City and Wolves, yes, everybody thought that Man City could have found it difficult to play at Wolves because of their current form, but Man City has really started the game well. In fact, they won the game by 4-0. Erling Haaland opened the scoring in the 34th minute. Then Tijan Reijnders also added one in the 37th minute. In the second half, Erling Haaland made it 3-0. Then Ryan Cherki added one in the 81st minute, making it 4-0. So this tells you that Man City has really started well in the league. Yes, here they have really started well in the league. And in Spain at 5:30, Real Mallorca hosted Barcelona. The game ended 3-0 in favor of Barcelona. 3-0 in favor of Barcelona. As we can see from my live YouTube screen, yeah, it's rather unfortunate that I don't have the chance to do a live TikTok yet. So with what I'm recording here on my phone to upload on TikTok, you can't see the live screen here. But as time goes on, I will position my phone in such a way that it can capture whatever that is going on the screen until I have the chance to do a live TikTok. Then I'll be also displaying what I'm discussing on here for you to see. Yeah, so you can see that Barcelona won their game by 3-0 at away. Yeah, they defeated Mallorca 3-0. The opener was Rafinha in the 7th minute. Ferran Torres added one in the 23rd. Then Lamine Yamal scored a goal in the 90+4 minute. By the end of the proceedings, Real Mallorca ended by playing 9 against 11. 9 against 11. There is no need to talk about ball possession and then the rest. Obviously, you know that Barcelona is going to dominate the possession. Yeah. Then also, same in Spain, Deportivo Alaves hosted Levante. Deportivo Alaves hosted Levante, and Deportivo Alaves won the game by 2-1. And in Mestalla, there was a shock. Yeah, Real Sociedad visited Valencia and ended a point. So the game ended 1-1 draw apiece. Then in France, Lens versus Lyon. Lyon traveled to Lens and beat them by 1-0. Then Monaco also hosted Le Havre, and the game ended 3-1 in favor of Monaco. The game ended 3-1 in favor of Monaco. And remember that Paul Abili Pogba has signed for Monaco. So I was expecting Paul Pogba to start a game yesterday, but not even on the bench. Yeah, as I said, he didn't even had a chance to play. Then moving on to the next game that was played in France, that was Nice versus Toulouse. Nice versus Toulouse. So the game ended 1-0 in favor of Toulouse. Yeah, so that is what happened yesterday in 3 league matches. So in England, this is what happened. In Spain, this is the scoreline, and also in France. Now let's move on to today's game. And then in today's game, in England, we have 3 games that will be played. Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. Nottingham Forest will be playing Brentford. Then Man United at 3:30 will be hosting Arsenal. Man United at 3:30 will be hosting Arsenal. Then in Spain, Celta Vigo at 3 o'clock will be playing Getafe. Athletic Club will be playing Seville at 5:30. Then at 7:30, Espanyol will host Atletico de Madrid. Then when we move on to French League 1, Brest will be playing Lille. Angers will be playing Paris FC. Then Auxerre will be hosting Lorient. Then Metz will also host Strasbourg. Then Nantes will host Paris Saint-Germain. Paris Saint-Germain. Yeah, Paris Saint-Germain. But let's take a quick look at Chelsea and Crystal Palace. Obviously, it's going to be a straight win for Chelsea because they are playing at home. I'm not seeing how Crystal Palace will be causing a surprise at the Stamford Bridge. That will not be possible at all. In fact, looking at Chelsea current form and then their current squad, I don't see how Crystal Palace can hold on to Chelsea at the Stamford Bridge. But in football, anything can happen. In football, anything can happen. But with this current form, Chelsea is going to win this game. Yeah, Chelsea is going to win this game. So those of you who are Chelsea fans, make sure to be behind your television and then watch the game at 1 o'clock. So the game will be played at 1 o'clock local time. At 1 o'clock local time. What is the possible starting lineup or the formation that Chelsea will play? Obviously, they play 4-2-3-1. So meaning from the goalkeeper in the goalpost, the back four, that is Cucurella, Tosin, Chalobah, and then Reece James. Then in the midfield, obviously we are going to see Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo. Then on the right hand side, you are going to see Neto. Then Joao Pedro, the new signing from Brazil, is going to play behind Ian Delap. Del Copama will be on the right. So on the left rather is Neto, then on the right is Cole Palmer. So this is going to be the starting lineup for Chelsea, they probably starting lineup. Then with Crystal Palace, they are playing 3-4-2-1. So it means that they have 3 in the back, then 4 in the middle, then in front of the 4 they have another 2, then a 1 man in front as their number 9. Obviously, we know the coaches for these 2 teams. Then we'll skip the Brentford because Brentford and then Nottingham Forest, they have equal strength. It's not something that we should waste much time. But the game that I would like to talk about is Manchester United versus Arsenal. Manchester United versus Arsenal. Gone were the days when you talk about Man United and then Arsenal. It's a big game. Gone were the days when you talk about Man United and Arsenal. It's a big game. But now, how do we see this game? Today's game, how do we see it? Obviously, looking at the current form of Man United, it makes it a little bit like this is not a big game. Yeah, because this is a mismatch. Honestly, if you ask me, I would say it's a mismatch because the current form of Arsenal and then Man United doesn't match at all. But this is football. This is football. This is football. So what are our expectations in this game? Let's first of all see how Man United will set up. Their setup is going to be 3-4-2-1. So meaning they are going to play back 3, and then in the middle they will have 4 men as the midfielders. Then in front of the 4 midfielders they have 2. Then they have their attacker. Remember that they've signed Mbeumo or Mbeumo and then Matthew Cunha. Yes, so these are the 2 players that are going to lead the attacking for Man United. And in the back line, we will see Luke Shaw, Matthew De Ligt, and then Loni Yero. Obviously, in the goalpost is Onana. Yeah, the Cameroonian that is going to be in the goalpost. In the midfield, possibly that we'll see Casemiro in the midfield or another player that will start. Then we have Dogu. Then we'll see Ugarte and then Ahmed. But for Arsenal, David Raya will be in the goalpost, and then we'll see Ben White on the right hand side, William Saliba, and we see Gabriel, then Luis Skelly. These are the back 4 for Arsenal. And then in the midfield, Matthew Zubimendi will play the holding midfield alongside Martin Odegaard, then Declan Rice. Then the 4 or the 3 attacking line for Arsenal is going to be Bukayo Saka on the right, Gabriel Martinelli on the left, then Gyökeres in the middle as the center forward for Arsenal. So where will the game be won for Arsenal and where will the game be won for Man United? Obviously, the key man for United is going to be Bruno Fernandes. The key man for United is going to be Bruno Fernandes. So he is going to make sure that he control the engine and at the same time supporting the attack. Hoping that Matthew Cunha, any chances that comes in his way, he's going to take his chances. And then if that happens, then Man United can do something in today's game. But if not, then with this current squad of Arsenal, when it comes in terms of the midfield, they have the best. They are better than Man United. Odegaard, Zubimendi, and then Declan Rice. Matthew Zubimendi, if you've ever watched his game, he knows how to control the midfield. He knows how to give short passes at the same time, long passes. And we know the quality we know the quality of Declan Rice in terms of long passes and then long shot. Then Gyökeres also joined from Portugal. We all know the number of goals he scored for his team, 42 goals. Yeah, he scored 42 goals. But this is going to be his first Premier League game for Arsenal. How is he going to join, or how is he going to acclimatize himself in England and also integrate himself into the game? You know that Premiership It's not like any other league. It's a speed game and at the same time aggression. So if you are not an aggressive player, it becomes difficult for you to play in England. So you have to run. You should have the heart to run for that 90 minutes. So let's keep fingers across and then sit back and then wait at 3:30 and then let's see who wins, who carries the day. Obviously, if you're asking me who is going to win, I would say it's Arsenal, because for Man United, with their current form, I'm not expecting them to do anything. But like I said, this is a football. Anything can happen in football game. So don't be surprised to see Man United surprising Arsenal. But in terms of strength and then on paper, Arsenal is ahead of Man United. Now let's move on to Spain. That is in the La Liga. The biggest game or the biggest fixture of the day is between Athletic Club and then Seville. Yes. Also, when you take a look at Celta Vigo and Getafe, is also another cracker game. Yeah, they have equal strength, but the game that will be played is not going to be an easy thing. It will be an intensified game. Yes, the intensity of the game will be very high. So we'll wait and see who carries the day. Yes, we'll wait and see who carries the day. And then between Espanyol and then Atletico Madrid, obviously, if you are to predict who carries the day, you might say that Atletico Madrid might carry the day. But remember, they are playing away. Sometimes expectations in games disappoint us. Like as we are expecting Atletico Madrid to carry the day, it might not happen that way. So please, if it happens that Espanyol causes a surprise, don't be surprised about this. That is football for you. Yes, the unthinkable happens. The unthinkable normally happens in football. So let's wait. We'll be back after the game for another analysis to see what happened and who did well. Whether it is the fault of the referee or the team of itself were so better than the opponent that made them win the game. So once again, thank you for watching, and we'll meet again in the evening. To catch me live on YouTube is at Rich K Media. Very soon, when I start my TikTok live, it will be at Dibrano. But any video that I posted on TikTok, you go to at Dibrano, you'll get a lot of videos to watch about my sports show. Thank you.